Hello, everyone. This is Darth Sinovia here with another stream. Unfortunately, I can't talk about anything cool regarding Star Wars, like how good the Kenobi show is. From what I've seen for the first 3 episodes, I'm actually impressed. I would rather talk about that, but no, of course I can't, because in the Star Wars fandom, we can never talk about anything that's actually fun. No, I have to listen and read a bunch of racist and fucking borderline sociopathic bullshit coming from this fandom. I mean, fucking shit, man. I'm just going to be real with you people. I would rather do anything but talking about this. But considering that I'm the sole, like, communist YouTuber that does Star Wars content, and a lot of people who follow me are part of these marginalized groups, and honestly, a lot of you guys are fans of Star Wars who watch me, so it'd be irresponsible for me to completely ignore this, considering my bread and butter is Star Wars. This channel, since 2015, has been built on Star Wars. And even though I've gone more political in the past, year and a half with this channel, I'm not going to talk about why that was, because I don't want to bring up my former co-host from whatever. You got, for those of you who've used to follow me on that channel, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But for those of you who don't, I'd rather not talk about it. The reason why don't be surprised if this podcast ends up being in both Wookiee's Unhinged playlist and Jedi's Cantina, because I think it's related. Because honestly, the stuff I'm going to be saying in this stream is not going to be anything new, because I have been talking about this for years now, and it does piss me off and anger me that Star Wars fans now are suddenly seeing through the fandom menace as a white supremacist fucking cult, because it literally is a cult at this point. Yeah, you can apply this to any fandom at this point, like Marvel, DC, Star Trek. But since this stream, the main focus is on Star Wars, I feel like that's relevant. And no, I do not want to create the war on nerds, because I don't want to do another one of those. The reason why this is so important and why I feel like it's important to talk about this is because I think Star Wars fans should have been talking about this years ago. They shouldn't have. And this is the thing I will say. Anybody who's been speaking out against the fandom menace, only when it was cool to do so, you're fucking cowards. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. All you liberals out there who sat idly by as the fandom menace, you allow them to spread their anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, their racist conspiracy theories on a fucking platform where children, and I'm just going to say this, a lot of children love Star Wars, okay? I'm going to be blunt with you. And they're using fascist propaganda to indoctrinate a generation of kids to fucking support white supremacy, fascism. This is a legitimate threat. This goes beyond Star Wars at this point. They're using Star Wars as a platform to spread their fascist agenda. Are all these people educated regarding this subject? No. But you have the Doomcocks. You have the Mecha Randoms, which I forgot she existed. You have Geeks and Gamers. All these people are the very thing they criticize the left for. It's like, I've been criticized for years. Oh, I'm being too political. Oh, I need to stop talking about politics. Fuck you, okay? It's completely okay and to actually call out the fandom menace for being overtly political. Oh my God, a left-leaning person actually wants to talk about Star Wars. Oh, that's a fucking crime. This is what disillusioned me from the fandom in the first place. I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars, and I will not let a bunch of fascist shitheads change my love for this franchise. But the fandom as a whole, holy fucking shit, is awful. It really is awful. And this newest thing with Kenobi is proof of that. And I will have to repeat myself. I do not hate the show Kenobi. I've seen the first 3 episodes as of this recording, and I am really enjoying the show so far. And I would rather be talking about how much I enjoy Kenobi. But no! I have to discuss this because I can't ignore this. I can't. Because none of us should. Google doesn't give a fuck that you have people that are literally using something that a lot of children are into to spread their fascist messages. Do you think kids don't actually watch these people? Don't fucking kid yourselves. There's so many people that watch this, watch Star Wars, and watch fucking the Phantom Menace. It's like, and the fucking classic excuse is, oh, we don't hate these actors. We just hate the writing. Bullshit. You never said that about Rey. You never did that. It's always when it's a actor of African descent or any other ethnicity, you fucking say, oh, that they're just trying to meet an agenda. But you never do that to white people. It is racism, plain and simple. And I'm sick and tired of people not calling out for what it is. It doesn't matter how good Kenobi is. It doesn't matter. These fucking people will always use their fucking racist bullshit to spread their agenda. They're not about actually Star Wars. They hate Star Wars. They hate everything that Star Wars is. They're not even fans of Star Wars. If they were fans, why the fuck would they be talking about this shit 24/7? I've not seen these people once talk about how good Kenobi is or how scary Darth Vader is in that scene when he confronted Obi-Wan Kenobi for the first time in Kenobi. No, they're not going to want to talk about that. Oh, no, they're going to talk about the actress who plays one of the main villains of the show. Oh, yeah, and you know what? Here's another thing I find funny. It's always black actresses they accuse of bad acting. It's always black actresses. They did this shit with Zendaya. They did this shit with, like, the actress that plays one of the leads of Star Trek Discovery, and they're doing it with one of the leads and currently with Star Wars. It's always black women that they always do this to. It's never men. It's always black women. And who would have thought that misogyny, white supremacy, they both fucking are intersected. And you know what? Edgar McGregor was based for doing that. Because you know what? Fuck those racist dipshits. Fuck them. The more that people speak out against them, the better. And you know what? I'm just going to address this because I know I may have inevitably like, oh, what are you talking about, Darth Sinovia? They're shitty written characters. I like Mace Windu and Lando. That's just like some racist saying, oh, but I have a black friend. That's exactly what it is. Lando and Mace Windu, I love these characters, but they're not essential to the story. You could have replaced them with any other character and not much would have changed. I love Lando. I love Mace Windu. But they're side characters. That's the reason why you could say that, because you don't have to see them. If they were main leads, you'd fucking shit on them and fucking say, oh, they're just pandering. Everyone who fucking thinks that, oh, you're not a racist, you're full of shit. You like go on a tirade all the time of, oh, how bad something is. Oh, this violates the lore. Yet, why is it that you never do this when it comes to a white lead? But it's always a black one. And don't kid yourselves. If Rey was played by a black woman, she would have gotten a lot more hate than she did when the movies were coming out. It's always fucking racism. You want to know what fucking white supremacists and misogynists hate more than women? They hate black women. They fucking hate them. And all this bullshit about, oh, it's all about the writing. It's not about the story. It's not It's about these characters are poorly written or they're poorly acted. The actress that plays the main villain of Kenobi, she's not poorly acted. She's doing exactly what she's supposed to do. It's like, my God, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Fucking Christ, man. And for those of you who are speaking out now, when you guys didn't do before, shame on you. Shame on you. People like me have been speaking out against these people for years. And now that because Mecha Random did some shit regarding, like, saying something about the fucking recent mass shootings that have been happening. Yeah, and that's another thing. These people are fucking using the fucking something like a mass shooting as like, oh, these people are triggered because they put a fucking warning in one of the episodes of Kenobi because of the recent shooting. Yeah, they're that fucking despicable. They don't value fucking people that have been murdered by fucking white supremacist violence. And if you go on these people's Twitter, holy shit, it's even worse. Like, I only saw a glimpse of what they've said, and it fucking makes me sick. It really does make me sick. You want to know why the Star Wars fandom isn't safe? Because Star Wars fans as a whole do not give a fuck about making these spaces safer for marginalized people. This is why. You have racism, misogyny, transphobia, homophobia, all mesh into one. And you have these people using, we're not bigoted. We just care about story writing. Bullshit. Fuck you. No, you're full of shit. You always have been full of shit. Anybody who has a fucking brain can see through your shit. You don't care about good writing. You never have. If you did, you would have fucking not fucking have mindlessly watched Force Awakens when it came out in 2015 or supported the decanonization of the expanded universe. And no, fuck off. You don't care about good writing. If you truly did, you wouldn't have fucking constantly be using that. It's like, because that's all you have. Is fucking the character of Kenobi badly written? No, she's not. Anyone that says that are fucking don't know how storytelling works. Is Kenobi perfect? No. But I'll elaborate on what I think of Kenobi later, because I'm going to wait for the show to conclude before I do a video about it. I would rather be talking about Kenobi, actually, because I actually enjoyed the show. But no, because every time I am trying to enjoy Star Wars, I see shit like this. Like, people need to come to terms with the fact that this fandom is fucking fucked up beyond belief. And I mean that literally. This fandom is fucked up beyond belief. Like, when the Scoundrels Cantina a few years ago, when they did that anti-Semitic and transphobic video on YouTube, who was the one that spoke out? Who was the one that did that? It was me. I was the one that did that. While everyone else was fucking cowards and didn't do a goddamn thing when the Scoundrels Cantina did a literal anti-Semitic video. Where were you? Seriously, where the fuck were you? Nowhere. 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 As always, you cowards, like, are afraid to say anything because the only reason you hate the fandom menace, it has nothing to do with their racism. It has nothing to do with their transphobia, their anti-Semitism, their misogyny. It has to do with because they didn't like a fucking movie that you fucking like. It's like, fuck off. Fuck you. And fuck you for even, like, for that dipshit who came earlier, like, oh, this stream's going to be trashing Kenobi. You know what? I'd rather talk about that show. Because I think it's fucking good. But no! The Star Wars fandom makes me, because of it's my responsibility as one of the sole fucking voices who is openly communist on YouTube, I have to discuss this. I'm fantifa, and I fucking am not going to be afraid not to talk about it. It's like, the fandom menace, I know they've been discredited. I know that they're not really that relevant, but the very fact is we need to discuss it. We really do. Because as Star Wars fans, for those of you who have a platform, we cannot let this stuff go unchallenged. Just Google, Facebook, Twitter. They don't care that white supremacist propaganda is really literally being exposing children to. Because let's be honest, how many children are on YouTube? How many? And how many of them are exposed to this stuff on a daily basis? It's bad enough they're exposed to this crap on Fox News, CNN, and MSNBC, and whatever kind of thing that their parents expose them to. It's bad enough that they're exposed to this shit. But fucking Google doesn't give a fuck. And liberals, for those of you who oppose this, the principled ones, you gotta get out of your thick skulls. Google doesn't care. If they really cared about all this shit, they would have stopped and put the fucking ban hammer on all these people back in 2018 when they were literally spreading anti-Semitic conspiracy theories about Star Wars, when they were doing anti-Semitic dog whistles. And I refuse to fucking believe that these people are ignorant about these dog whistles either. Like, when you have people like throwing cultural Marxism, and for those of you who don't know what that is, that's an anti-Semitic dog whistle. It's like, I recognize this stuff. I recognized all of it. And you know what? I wish that the dislike system existed, because I am proud that my most disliked video in my channel's history is speaking up against Nazis. And I'm not saying this because I'm a bitter and gruntled fan of Star Wars. I'm saying this because I'm bitter by the fact that I feel like I'm one of the few people that have consistently spoke out against these people before it was cool to do so. Sure, the Scoundrels Cantina may not be as open like they were a few years ago, but that doesn't mean their message isn't still out there. You could still find that disgusting video on one of the platforms that exist that the right wing, get nothing but fucking love. You can't do that. And of course, some asshole's going to take this out of context. Oh, Darth Sinovia, you're a shill, which is hilarious considering I was one of the first people to actually say shit about the sequel trilogy. Hell, I was, for the longest time, I was one of the biggest haters of Disney Star Wars. Yet, I enjoy something for once, and even though I'm critical of pretty much everything I consume now, I'm a fucking shill. Says the person that supports literal shills like Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers. A literal fucking shill. What is he shill for? He shills for Republicans. And I hate fucking getting political in a Star Wars related fucking video. But it's freaking obvious that these people, they are making the fandom less safe for marginalized groups. Because Jews are not fucking safe in this fandom because of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. LGBTQ plus people aren't safe because of the constant transphobia and homophobia. People of African descent are not safe because of the constant racism and misogyny coming from white supremacists. And no. I don't give a shit if you. Oh, but what about these people who are like in this group? What about them? They hate all this pandering. I don't give a shit. I don't care about a bunch of compradors who fucking would sell out their communities anyway. I don't give a shit about them because they're all fucking middle class. All these people are middle class. Of course that they would do that. It's to be expected. Of course they would sell out their communities because they don't give a fuck. I don't fucking give a shit about some Candace Owens who hates them, who hates where they came from. I don't fucking give a shit. I don't care about people that want to be white so bad that they'll fucking work with their literal enemies. Fuck them. I don't give a shit. Fuck them. I don't care. Racism is still racism. And misogyny is still misogyny. Okay, at the end of the day, people, okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. These are all aristocrats. I'm not speaking out against this because I care about the actress because of all the racist attacks. That's not why. I'm doing this because kids today are being exposed to fascist propaganda, and it's even worse than it used to be. You cannot find an easier time to expose kids to this kind of nonsense than the age of the internet. It's not fucking any easier. Like, there's anyone that denies the racism in the Star Wars fandom needs to fucking get fucked. Like, when the first trailer for The Force Awakens was shown back in 2014, you want to know what a lot of the fandom was fucking saying? You had sections of the fandom basically claiming that fucking having a black stormtrooper was a fucking white genocide. That's no joke. That actually existed. That actually fucking existed. That actually fucking existed. It's like, yeah, that actually existed. And or the harassment of Kelly Marie Tran. Now, again, like I said, these actors are all aristocrats. But think about this implication. Another person from a marginalized background was attacked. She may have been an aristocrat, but what does that entail? And they go out of their way to deny that the Kelly Marie Tran controversy ever happened. They went after people that a charity too, when they didn't want their image to be used for their racist cult. It's like I can't even keep track of everything that they have done because I haven't been paying attention to the Fandom Menace that much since 2019. I have not. And I don't give a shit about all these actors, really. That I like them as actors. Like Ewan McGregor, I love him as an actor, but they're all aristocrats. The only reason I am discussing this because it's not about the actors. It's because these people cannot stand people from these backgrounds being in Star Wars. And just look at the content creators too. Oh, I recall one content creator. I forgot his name. He escapes me at this moment, but I think he did a really good video and he does good content. He was attacked by a white supremacist when he was giving his opinion about the sequel trilogy. And you want to know how you could tell this person was a racist? She called a black man a boy. Yes, that actually fucking exists. A woman, a white supremacist woman, which I shall not name because she's a crazy bitch who has probably done 1,000 videos against The Last Jedi at this point, which anyone who actually know who I'm talking about would know. It's like, I wish people would have taken this seriously back in 2018. I really do. Hell, in 2019, I wish people would have taken this more seriously. And my disillusionment with the Star Wars fandom happened mainly because of what happened in 2019. Like, everybody knows this here, that I was once part of Give Us Legends. Everybody knows it. Everyone knows it. I make it no secret. I also make it no secret that I've been disillusioned by it because one of the classic things that people like Matt Wilkins likes to say is guilt by association isn't a thing. Then again, anybody who doesn't understand, who Matt Wilkins is, I'll just use another example. It's kind of the same shit that Caleb Maupin says too. Like, guilt by association is a thing. If you are part of a group that is overtly racist, says misogynistic shit, and supports open transphobia and homophobia, and is literally subscribed to far-right ideologues, then that is guilt by association. There's no such thing as being apolitical. And I really don't want to talk about this. And I know the stream's a mess. I understand it's a mess. But I just feel like Star Wars fans who actually do see reason, who actually know what I'm talking about. And for those of you who watch me, I'm preaching to the choir. I'm just saying this right here. I'm preaching to the fucking choir. The Star Wars fandom is racist. Yes. The Star Wars fandom is fucking fascist. Yes. Okay. What am I adding to this conversation? What am I really adding? I'm just one dude with a mic. One dude. And it shouldn't be like me doing it, not just me. There's Star Wars fans out there who have a platform just like I do. I don't care how big or small your platform is. The more that people speak out against this, the less it's going to be accepted. Because let's be honest here, the YouTube algorithm favors these kinds of people. They favor white supremacists. They favor fascists. Anybody that, even if you're not political, if you promote positive Star Wars fandom, guess what happens to you in the algorithm? Who is YouTube more likely going to support or boost? Someone who does positive Star Wars content or someone who does negative? It should be pretty obvious if you look at the amount of positive Star Wars content, how well it does compared to negative. The negative does better at every time. I mean, look at what the Phantom Menace is at this point. Look, just think critically. They have the Last Jedi controversy has been basically a dead horse at this point. You can't just continue to talk about this movie and stay relevant. Rise of Skywalker fucking certainly did not rejuvenate their movement. So they're just attacking everything regarding Star Wars. Everything. I mean, these people fucking... here's an example of what I'm talking about, what makes these people so overtly political. Remember Gina Carano? I've talked about her a year ago, but remember when it was found out that she was transphobic, and her political views aligned with theirs? They went from hating Gina Carano and Cara Dune to sipping for them. And let's be honest here, Cara Dune was a shitty character to begin with. There was nothing interesting about her. You could have put any other person in that role and you could have had a better character. Cara Dune was shit as a character. Yet before her politics came out, they called fucking Cara Dune a Mary Sue. They hated the character for basically being able to hold her own against Mando and actually beat him in a fight. But wait, she agrees with us politically. So it's not actually the character they have issues with. It's actually because the person who plays that character agrees with them. Yes, I agree. It's almost as if there is some thing that's going on. I know this sounds like a conspiracy theory. If you try to praise the prequel trilogy as being better than the originals, it's suppressed. So it's obvious there's a bias. And honestly, Book of Boba Fett was trashed by these people. It's think about it. Think about it, people. What kind of constructive things do these people have in mind for Star Wars? Because EU fans that are part of this fucking group, when is the last time they talked about the EU? And now, don't give me those reviews that Matt Wilkins did, where he fucking did a review of books he hasn't read in years, and some of them he hasn't read in almost 20 years. No, don't give me that crap. When was the last time you had any of these Phantom Menace Expanded Universe fans actually discuss EU? Actually discuss EU. When was the last time? I'm waiting. I'm seriously waiting. Because they'll talk about, oh my God, how much better the EU is compared to canon. They'll talk about, Disney is shitting on the EU or blah, 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 blah. But why aren't they talking about the EU? Where is their fucking deep analysis on the Darth Plagueis fucking book? The greatest fucking Star Wars book ever, in my opinion, along with Darth Bane Path of Destruction. Where the hell is their deep analysis on that? Where's their analysis on the Thrawn trilogy? Where's their analysis on the New Jedi Order, Legacy of the Force, Republic Commando, Shatterpoint? Where the fuck is their deep analysis? There is none, because they don't care. They don't fucking care. They don't fucking care. They don't care. Oh, we need to recast Mark Hamill because he disagrees with us politically. Okay, fuck you. I love Mark Hamill, as an actor anyway. Not necessarily his politics, but I love him as an actor. Fuck you. He's Luke Skywalker. Fuck you. Oh, they'll gladly talk about, the High Republic is so terrible. It ruined Star Wars. Yet none of you people have read it. I've probably done one of the few criticisms with merit on this damn site regarding the High Republic, that they rushed through it, that they wasted whatever potential stories they had by like cutting this storyline off at this point, or killing off characters too soon. Like, none of these people fucking have any good criticisms. Or where's these people's analysis on good fucking books and canon, like fucking Brotherhood, which is the most recent book as of this recording that was released. A great book. A great book that explores the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin. It explores how Anakin went from being whiny in episode 2 to being the confident man that he is at the start of Clone Wars. And I could actually buy him now being a Padawan because of that book. Where's their analysis on that? It's like, they want to talk about how Dave Filoni is going to be the savior of Star Wars. Yet Dave Filoni doesn't give a fuck about what these people have to say. I don't know if you guys know this. Dave Filoni didn't mind The Last Jedi. He didn't. And then you have these same people, it's like, Book of Boba Fett ruined Boba Fett. It's like, really? 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 And Boba Fett, a character that barely existed outside the fucking EU and Clone Wars? Oh my god. It actually uses stuff from the EU in order to make Boba Fett into a more empathetic character. Oh, wait. You guys would know that if you read the fucking EU. Boba Fett has always consistently had a code of honor. He always had. He always had. Boba Fett hated rapists. He despised them. He hated rapists. Yet people want to think Boba Fett is like this big alpha male because they imagine something in their fan fiction minds. Because, they have this fantasy who Boba Fett really is. And when they see that Boba Fett doesn't map their stupid fanboy fantasy because of Book of Boba Fett, they think, this show is trash. Give me a break. Give me a break. It's like, there's a reason why Lucasfilm does the stuff they do. It's too easy to frame the Star Wars fans as racist when they do this shit all the fucking time. You don't need to look very far to see racism and misogyny in Star Wars. Or borderline sociopathy, too. I mean, my God. Don't forget Jake Lloyd. Never forget Jake Lloyd. Never forget Jake Lloyd. Never forget Jake Lloyd. And I'll say that as many times as I need to. Never forget Jake Lloyd. Regardless, a child did not deserve to be attacked like Jake Lloyd was. And I will say this, the Star Wars fandom is responsible for Jake Lloyd's current mental state. They are. Jake Lloyd didn't fucking deserve what happened to him. He didn't deserve to have his life be ruined because of a bunch of assholes who didn't like the prequels. Fuck you. He was a fucking child. A 9-year-old boy. Yeah, whatever you think of his dialogue, he did not deserve what happened to him, or the actor that played Jar Jar Binks, which I argue that is itself is a racist attack, which, of course, these people will deny that what they did wasn't racist. It's like, how many fucking content creators have attacked these people? It's disgusting. And Mark Hamill, God bless his soul, and back in 2018, he fucking said it best, like how disgusting it was that the Star Wars fandom attacked Jake Lloyd because of the prequels. And these people in this show who gave him this dirty look. It's like, oh my, oh, what? How dare you? It's like, you don't have to like Jake Lloyd's acting. And you know what? I don't want history repeating itself for the actress that played that is currently playing Kid Leia. I don't want fucking that happening to her as well. I mean, for what I've seen from Child Leia, I think she's a pretty good actress, and I'm looking forward to seeing her future. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, yeah, yeah. And these people want to act like the victims. Hello? Who was the people that fucking did the Man Children versus George Lucas? It was you guys. Who fucking did the harassment campaign against fucking various creators of Star Wars? You guys did. I mean, there's examples I could go back as far as 1999. Oh my God. R.A. Salvatore killed off Chewbacca in one of his books, and he got death threats. The Star Wars fan has always had a toxic fucking problem in Star Wars. Always. Always, 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 always. Yet people want to pretend, and I'm so sick and tired of this liberal centrist mindset that, oh, Lucasfilm is lying about Star Wars fans. They hate Star Wars fans. And you know what? Good. I think hating Star Wars fans is based. I fucking think it's based. When so many Star Wars fans act the way they do, it's like, do you think these fucking people give a shit? You stupid fucking children. And the Star Wars fans they're talking about, let's be honest here, it's not every Star Wars fan. It's just the ones on social media who constantly fucking act like they are the majority of the fandom. Let's be honest here. And I'm just going to say this, and I don't care if you sequel fucking haters, I'm one of them, fucking get offended by this. The sequel trilogy is Star Wars. It's part of Star Wars. There's a generation of Star Wars fans that have been exposed to the sequel trilogy, and that's likely going to be their Star Wars. Fuck off. Get over it. Okay? Get over it. I'm not a shill for pointing out facts. The sequel trilogy isn't going to go anywhere. Like, it's ridiculous how you still have people in the fandom. They're still fixated on these fucking films, okay? Really. Yeah, those people are fucking pathetic. They are pathetic children. Now, I hate the sequel trilogy. I make it no secret. But it gets to a point where, you know what? We kind of have to move on at some point in our lives. We have to. And it's not like I don't have an alternative to them. I have the EU. If I want a different continuation of Luke, Han, and Leia's stories. I have the EU. I have an alternative. And because unlike these people, I actually am open to read. I'm not fucking just ignore like the possibilities of different stories because, oh my God, these stories don't have the stamp of canon anymore. They don't have the stamp of canon anymore. I don't fucking have the stamp of, they don't have the stamp of canon anymore. So they're worthless. Fuck you. No, fuck you. I love the EU. I love Jaina Solo. I love Jason. I love Ben Skywalker. I love Cade Skywalker. I love all those characters. Okay? Fuck you. I don't care if they're canon, whether they're canon or not. At least to me, they are the real Skywalkers. Ben Solo is just some like crazy dude. Who knows? Whatever. I don't care. Yeah, that's a discussion I'm not going to have. I've already made my point clear about how I feel about Luke. I'd rather have him be played by a different actor, but whatever. That's not what the stream is about. Anyway, and you constantly in this fandom, I could go on for hours. I really can because this is my experiences alone. There's other people who could talk about this. Like, I miss the days where we can actually have a conversation about Star Wars, where we could simply just talk about it. Like, I miss the time like before The Force Awakens came out, when we were able to discuss everything in Star Wars without like a bunch of man babies like complaining about the stupidest shit. Like, Attack of the Menace, I haven't talked about Kenobi. I'm not going to do it until the show is finished. Yeah. Some of these people would probably start World War III. Like, I'm not even joking, if they could, because somebody in some far land likes the sequels. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Stone. This is like the most. There's some. This is the most fucking. Okay. Yeah. This stream is really freaking. So many comments are coming up, more than usual, and I'm actually shocked. But then again, I'm not really shocked, because people always expect me to talk about the Fandom Menace when they do something like really like racist. Like, I wanted to just I'm not even gonna say the racist slur that whatever the hell that woman's name is said about one of the actors, because I refuse to even like dignify saying the racial slur, because it's disgusting, and I'm surprised that I shouldn't be shocked, but I kind of am at the same time. Just how mask off do you have to be? It's like, yeah. The reason why I'm not discussing the show right now, Attack of the Menace, it's mainly because I want to have the full picture. The only thing I could say before I get back to my tangent is everything that I feared about Kenobi, I'm glad it didn't happen. Like, I wanted Kenobi's to actually be broken. I wanted him to actually feel like, how does this character get from Revenge of the Sith to A New Hope? And I'm glad we explored this character not being in the best place. In fact, the very thing they did with Obi-Wan Kenobi is done so much better than it ever was with Luke Skywalker. It's like, this guy's beyond fucked up, Obi-Wan, in this show, and I enjoy that. I actually enjoy like the confrontation with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. I actually was terrified, and I gotta stop here. I gotta stop, because I want to talk about Kenobi, but I'm waiting for the show to be finished, and this is a serious topic. Thank you, fucking toxic Star Wars fans. I want to talk about Kenobi, but because of this shit, I have to talk about you. Yeah. Like, it's really depressing, if I have to be honest here. It really is. It really is depressing. I understand that the Star Wars fandom as a whole, and I'm just being real, has always had a toxic problem. And I know Star Wars is not unique when it comes to toxic fandoms. I know, like, Star Wars is not unique at all. There's like, okay, I'm sorry. There's fandoms like Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not even going to get into detail how fucking fucked up that fandom is. There's the Dragon Ball fandom, which you have a lot of fucking toxic masculinity in there. You have Pokemon, which is toxic. You have Halo, that is toxic. It's like, toxic fandoms exist everywhere, but to what degree? And to what degree is it tolerated? To what degree is it tolerated? The only reason I'm speaking about Star Wars in this context, because Star Wars is the one I have the most experience with, and Sonic the Hedgehog. And I will not talk about the Sonic the Hedgehog fandom. There's plenty of people you guys can talk about. You can fucking watch about the Sonic fandom. It is fucked up. It's full of pedophiles, and I do not want to discuss the Sonic fandom. So I'm discussing a fandom that I actually know relatively well. And the only reason the Star Wars fandom is the worst fandom, it wasn't always the case. Sonic was like number one, is because of what happened between Revenge of the Sith to 2017. Why? Because that's when when the internet was more developed. That's when YouTube was a thing, and you started having people be more vocal and in bigger numbers about their hatred of the prequels, to the point where you have the Planket reviews, which was a fucking, you might as well just consider them like one long ass documentary. And in fact, to be real, and I'm being real here, and I mean real here regarding the documentary, it was terrible. I couldn't watch like past 10 or 20 minutes of those fucking reviews because they're shit. Anyone that thinks that these are the like pinnacle of critique have never watched a good critique. I'm not saying you can't criticize the prequels, but that narrative is started to fester some of the worst aspects of the fandom. Then you have the people versus George Lucas, which I think I should talk about in the future because I think it needs to be discussed. And then eventually to Disney buying Star Wars. To be honest here, there's multiple toxic elements in the Star Wars fandom. Multiple. You have the prequel haters who I'm talking about, the extremists, who then you have like movie purists who like basically don't consider you a real fan if you are a fan of the EU over the movies. And then you have EU purists who this didn't actually start becoming a thing apparently until after 2014, who don't consider people real fans if you didn't actually read the EU as it was coming out and only care about Star Wars because of Disney. Now, I'm going to talk about why I consider Star Wars fandom the most toxic. Because prior to The Last Jedi, these groups weren't united. In fact, there is a lot of hostility between these groups. Prequel haters, extremists were hostile to the EU. You had people that were part of the Disney camp who were hostile to, who were basically on the same camp as them and hostile to the EU. And you had the EU extremists. Unfortunately, I was one of them at one point, so I'm going to owe up to that. It wasn't until The Last Jedi where you started to see these groups started to merge. Now, there are toxic sequel fans, but to be honest with you, the toxic sequel fans is such a tiny, minute minority at this stage that they might as well not exist. They're not really relevant. So who gives a shit about those group people? But when you have all these groups together, you have the most toxic Star Wars, the most toxic fandom out there. Because Star Trek, I'll use as another example. You have toxic elements in that fandom too, but they're nowhere near as united as Star Wars are. There's so many examples of this that you could find. Now, why did the EU groups, why did they merge with the Fandom Menace? I'll tell you why. Because they saw themselves as becoming irrelevant, because the likes of Geeks and Gamers were basically making them all look like a fucking joke. Let's just be real here. Geeks and Gamers, regardless what we think of the guy, he isn't stupid. He's pretty smart. The fact that he's able to be as big as he is and have all these connections, I despise the guy, but you cannot say he's fucking dumb. He understands what he's doing, exactly what he's doing. And not to mention, people like Jeremy understand how to game the algorithm, how to work over it. Because the people like world-class bullshitters. All these people, they shared their videos with each other and various different social media platforms, and that's how they were able to get bigger. And by the time the EU community, which is what I would call them, knew the Fandom Menace existence, because you got to understand, people that Give Us Legends group, at least those people, they weren't even united themselves and still aren't today. Why? Well, it's a complicated question. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of expanded universe fans that do not like the EU past a certain point. You have some EU fans that don't like Star Wars novels past the 1990s. You have EU fans that don't like Star Wars novels past like Vision of the Future, the Unifying Force. Like, there's so many different like examples. Like, that's the reason why the movement failed to begin with, because there is like no general agreement on how to continue the EU if they're fighting for it. So yeah, that's another reason why it never got off fucking Facebook, even though there's people that would love more Legends that never heard of their existence. Because let's be honest here, Facebook is a boomer platform. It really is a boomer platform. So the very fact that they never spread their message past Facebook is why barely anyone knows about the movement's existence, even to this day. But the Fandom Menace, you have these people that actually understand social media well. They manage to spread their message on every platform that they have. Now, some platforms they don't have as much control over as others. Like, YouTube is definitely where they're at their strongest. That's undeniable. Twitter and YouTube easily. They have their presence on like Facebook is almost non-existent. The only reason I'm bringing this up because Star Wars, the reason why it's so toxic right now, because all these groups are mostly united on what they hate about the modern Star Wars. It's owned by Disney, which, okay, here's the thing. I hate Disney, so I'm not going to criticize them for hating Disney owning Star Wars. But majority of their reasons for hating it are pretty much, oh, this is woke, blah, 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 blah. It's like, that's what the main reason is. And as a result, you have a huge, huge section of the fandom that is very vocal. Now, is there Star Wars fans out there that are trying to build a more positive community? Yes, there are. There are. Is there good alternatives? Yes, there are. I mean, Jedi Master Daniel, he still does videos. My former people from the state of Star Wars, they still do stuff. So it's not like there isn't positive Star Wars fandom out there. And when I mean positive, I don't mean you have to praise everything Star Wars does. You don't have to, like, okay, here's the thing. If you don't like Mandalorian, that's okay. If you're not the biggest fan of Book of Boba Fett, that's okay. If you don't like the sequels, that's okay. If we all have our favorites, and I'm just going to say that. Like, there's no reason at all that the more positive aspects of the fandom why we can't get along. And there was an effort I was trying to do, but I was burned out of it because of what happened with the EU community back in 2019, is a dual canon community. Now, for those of you who followed me because of 2020 and 2021, you're not going to know. Darth Zenovia, what is a dual canon community? Okay, I'll explain what a dual canon community is. Dual canon community is a community of Star Wars fans that embrace canon and legends. Their mentality is there is no canon, there is no legends, there is only Star Wars. That is the mentality that these people have. But unfortunately, that is not a message that's receptive for most of the Star Wars fandom. It's not. Okay, of course, what I'm saying may have derailed the topic from what I was originally talking about. When I'm talking about the racism in the Star Wars fandom, I know I might have to rename this stream at some point but whatever, it doesn't matter. The thumbnail was a good hook because I know people are going to want to see it as a result. And don't expect me to not talk about this again because, oh God, the fandom menace will say what they've always have said. Agreed, Christopher Parker. There were canon and legends and canon is a lie. There's only Star Wars. And if this makes me out to be a shill, I'm sorry. Fuck off. I'm tired at this point. I really am tired. COVID-19 has made me reevaluate my priorities. My falling out with Matt Wilkins, who I looked up to, made me reevaluate my priorities. I love Star Wars, but there's more important things to be concerned with. There really is. I've been political throughout most of this stream, not all of this stream, but there's a possibility that we can get into World War III over what's going on in Ukraine because of various things that are happening, like Finland joining NATO or the situation in Taiwan. There is far more important things for me to be concerned with than whatever Disney's going to throw out the sequel trilogy from canon, because they're not going to do it. They really aren't going to do it. Why are they not going to do it? Because it makes no sense. I'm just going to be real with you people. Star Wars fans, yeah, they're whiny little bitches. But you want to know who most of the people in the Star Wars fandom are? They don't give a shit about canon. They're looking for something to be entertained. Do you think if they watch fucking Kenobi, they give a fuck about how the Grand Inquisitor looks? No. Why? Because they just want to watch it, a form of entertainment. And they like Edgar McGregor because they haven't seen him in a while since Revenge of the Sith. That's my main reason for watching it. It's like majority of the Star Wars fans just don't give a shit as much as they think they do about canon. Even those fucking racists who fucking Meccan Random don't give a fuck about canon. Doomcock doesn't care about canon either. Neither does Jeremy. None of these people care about canon. Why? Because what they care about is pushing their grift. What is their grift? They're pushing whatever agenda that they're pushing. And you know what? I'm just going to say this, and I think people deserve to know why. That the real reason why I wanted Ewoks Unhinged long before Be Liberal and I had that falling out. I wanted Ewoks Unhinged to represent something. Because before I actually met with Jason, I wanted to make a difference and help stop the spread of fascism. Because I saw this stuff coming back in 2018, that the Star Wars fandom has been infiltrated by fascists. And if we don't do anything about it, there's going to be real world consequences. And people thought I was crazy. I would be shocked if some of these people are fucking, and I know this is going to sound crazy, they are associated with right-wing groups. And they're using this stuff to spread their message. I wouldn't be shocked. Because why do they grow so fast? Why do they grow so fast? I'm talking about Geeks and Gamers and Doomcock. The quartering. Call me crazy. I think these people could possibly be working with the feds. or someone who's related to them. I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest. Because in the past few years, we've been seeing the spread of fascism. And fascists are going through every corner of the internet to spread their message. Who's to say these actors, not actors, these people, whatever, bad actors whatever you want to call these people, they're not associated with some fascist group. I believe they are. I don't believe it's an accident these people know who would say anti-Semitic dog whistles like cultural Marxism, or say racist things like against black people in a thumbnail. It's no accident. These people know what these like dog whistles are. They are using Star Wars as a platform to spread fascism. They are. Like Evan V. Skyver, I wouldn't be shocked at all. He was involved in the Star Wars shit, and he wasn't even a Star Wars fan. Why? Because he's a grifter. And people call me crazy when I say all this crap. When I say that these people, all of them, no exception, they all are doing the same thing that all these groups are. And it's too much of a coincidence that they may not have some form of support from fucking some sections of the bourgeoisie. There is no coincidence. Ugh. Yeah, I agree, Raymond, big sir. And Lumpen, okay, Stone, I'm not ignoring you. It's just I'm trying to keep this stream on topic. So yeah, and I don't really want to discuss this thing with the actors. So yeah, they're petty bourgeoisie. I don't care. I don't care to have this discussion. I want to focus on what's important to me anyway. Now, of course, people are gonna want to. Well, what do you propose we do, Darth Sinovia? Well, to be honest with you, it's very difficult, and it's kind of bleak here. So, what is my solution? I'd be honest with you, I don't have one because I don't know. These people have connections that I can't possibly have. And I wish it was that simple. The only thing I could say we could do is fight them by any means necessary. Report their accounts. Get them banned on all social media platforms. I know this is going to be taken out of context by some dipshit who's hate watching this, so fuck you. I will say this. I don't give a fuck. I believe in some form of censorship. When you have fuckers that are using Star Wars to spread fascist propaganda to children, I draw the fucking line. And I do think some form of censorship is justified. Yeah, I would advocate we fucking fight dirty. Mass report these people's videos. False flag them. I don't care. These people are spreading their sick message to children. Children. Do you have any idea how dangerous that is? We can't be playing nice with these fuckers. We tried that. We tried debating them. We tried trying to reason with these people. They don't want to be reasoned with. You can't reason with them. You cannot reason with these people. You can't reason with them. There is no reasoning with them because these people are sick. These people are sociopathic. They don't care. They have contempt for the fucking people that they talk to. Their audience, they have contempt for. They don't care. They see them as a means to an end. They work with organizations that are looking to put a fascist theocracy in America. They're working with these same kind of people. And this, I don't give a fuck if this sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory. It fucking is. They support the same things that the Supreme Court supports. Every single fucking thing that is fucking fascist, they support. there has been a fascist policy that these people fucking haven't fucking loved. Always. They always love fucking fascists. Like these people fucking sit for Ben Shapiro. They love Steven Crowder. You have some of them that fucking were subscribed to fucking no bullshit. There is no excuse. Like, fuck chivalry. Fuck fucking civility. Fuck being nice. These people don't care. You can't reason with them. You can't reason with them. Yeah, you may have some disgruntled people, like you may be able to talk to like a real human being, like the people that Mad Max Entertainment works with. They could be talked to. You can talk to them on a personal level. You could reason with them. The people that support geeks and gamers, no, you can't fucking reason with these people because they don't want to. What's the main reason they love people like Geeks and Gamers and Doomcock? What's the reason? Because they have the same beliefs that they have, or supposedly have. Like, everyone wants to fucking give Mike Zero shit. Fucking, but first off, what is Mike Zero doing that is harmful? What is he doing that's really harmful? What is fucking harmful? What is harmful? Nothing. Yeah, he may spread some false information, but what is it really? What is it doing? Is it fucking influencing a new generation of fascists? No. When you compare that to fucking Doomcock with his constant conspiracy theories about, oh, blah, blah, blah this, blah, blah, blah that, blah, blah, blah this, a dog whistle here, a dog whistle there. No. No. You don't fucking fool me. You know, I'm sorry, but the fucking, a channel like fucking, like his is not harmful. What the hell is he doing to influence society for the worse? Nothing. He's just spreading some rumors. You know? Yeah, I know. It's okay. What I proposed earlier regarding regarding these people, it's the simple answer is they're just grifters and they're just doing what they've always done, and there probably is no link to these groups with far right groups like the Boogaloo Boys or the Proud Boys. There probably isn't. Doesn't mean I'm not, that it isn't impossible. So yeah. Yes. Now, mind you, what I said earlier about Jeremy and the others having connection to these people, I have no evidence for any of it. And there's probably isn't any evidence. It's just baseless, like conspiracy theories or baseless speculation. So don't take what I just said earlier as a fact, because it's not. I don't have proof. Though there is possible evidence, and there is things to back it up, that Doomcock is a literal Nazi. Because there's a person on, I forgot that website's name. It's a right wing site where a lot of right wingers go, that has someone who has the same mannerisms, the same body language, and he talks similar to Doomcock. So Doomcock is probably the only one I could say there's actual some evidence that he could be part of these groups. But everybody else, I just simply don't have the evidence to back it up. I simply don't. Doesn't mean it's impossible, but there's simply just not enough evidence. And just because I wish for it to be true doesn't mean it is true, because it's likely not true. Of course, yeah. Now, what's our takeaway? Because I pretty much run out of things to say. What is our takeaway regarding the recent racist tirade that these fans have with the actress that's playing the third sister and Obi-Wan Kenobi, the show? It's just a latest of their racist attacks against people of color. It isn't, or I'm sorry, like people, women and what black women, whatever, you know what I mean? And it's nothing new. Nothing I'm saying is new. Them making jokes or make a random saying I don't care about kids, I hate kids, is like, that's nothing new. You've had the fandom menace say fuck and do fucked up shit before, and nothing I say is going to change anything, because the fandom menace will continue to do what they do. They will continue to do what they do because it's what they've always done. It's what they always will do. The only way we can combat these people is to do what we can to reduce the damage that they do, not allowing their message go unchallenged. The only thing I can say we can do is do everything we can, because that's all we can do. The YouTube algorithm is stacked against us. There's not, and the only way we could actually help is basically debunk any nonsense that they say. Make safer spaces for people that are part of these groups. And I know this is going to be taken out of context. Oh, so you advocate we build a safe space? Yes. Yes, I actually do advocate we build a safe space. Because where can these groups feel safe in a Star Wars group? Where? Where? So, yes, any group that exists that is welcoming to these people, we need to be more protective of these people. We can't allow bigotry to spread anywhere. It's already deep in the Star Wars fandom, so there isn't much we can do about it, but we can at least help people that are part of these groups at least feel welcomed. Because we can't allow these people to continue doing what they are unchallenged, because Star Wars isn't just for the sacred few. It isn't just like, oh, you're a Star Wars fan because of blah 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 blah. No. If you're a fan of Star Wars, you're a fan of Star Wars. There is no ifs or buts. If you're a fan of something related to Star Wars, you're a fan. It doesn't matter. I'm beyond this childish nonsense at this point. If you're a fan of the sequels, I will disagree with you. Fundamentally, you're a Star Wars fan. If you are a fan of whatever I like or dislike, you're a Star Wars fan. That's how we could actually start building something better. And the only way we can do that is start building a place that's safe for these groups. Because if we ignore the real threats in these fandoms, then we're no better than the fascists that have been dominating this fandom since 2017. And that concludes my stream. May the Force be with us all. And next time I talk about Star Wars, I hope it's something positive. Later, everyone, and have a nice day.